Uh, I don't know what to say, guys. I really don't. I, I don't know what to say about this movie. Now, I'm going to split this up into non-spoiler first and then spoiler review next, all in one video, so be prepared. So, do I hate this movie? No. But do I think that this was a great movie that was a great send-off to not only this trilogy, but also the Skywalker saga in general? No. This movie really, like, it had me for a bit, and then by the end that really lost me. It really lost me because the best way I can describe this is that they really felt like they just didn't want to take any chances. They really wanted to play it safe after how experimental Last Jedi was, and Last Jedi is probably my favorite Star Wars movie of just how, experimental and, so what a deviation of what Star Wars could be and still be Star Wars. And then when Abrams came in, he decided to play it safe again. And that was detrimental to everybody. Now, do I think this movie is worse than Phantom Menace? No. That title goes to Attack of the Clones, people. I think, why does everyone go for Phantom Menace for worst Star Wars movie? Because really, does everyone just log... Is Attack of the Clones so bad that we just log it out of our minds? I like to think that. But no, point being is that this is not the worst Star Wars movie. It's not great, it's not one of the best, but I still have some points that can defend this. I do have... Yeah, sorry about that, but, yeah, I just have some points here and there that I just want to, make. There's some great there's some great scenery, there's some great setup, there is some good storytelling in here, but really, this movie doesn't, I don't even know where to begin, because it just feels like it tries to condense so much. This should have been like a 3-hour movie, and really it's trying to, I feel like there's an hour missing. There is so much in here, there's little side stories that they talk about with backstories about, Lando and Poe and several other characters, and I'm like, great! I can't wait to read those comics and/or novels because those sound like really great adventures that I'm gonna have to read in extended stories that are probably gonna be better. I can't wait for James Luceno to do the Palpatine novel and fully explain how he survived, because if you're looking for that, go fuck yourself. But yeah, there's so many, backstories in here that they throw in. I'm like, great, can't wait to merchandise that. But yeah, I will say that, there is some good stuff for Rey, and they finally do explain, who she really is and what her lineage is. And honestly, guys, I've said it before, I wanted her just to be her own person. I just wanted her... Why can't a character come in and why can't we have a character who's just a nobody and just have it? I was perfectly fine with the thought of what Snoke said in Last Jedi, where he basically goes, the Force needed a balance, and that's why Rey was so powerful, was because, yeah, she was meant to counterbalance Snoke and Kylo Ren. But yeah. Also, to everyone who ever shipped Reylo, go fuck yourself with a rusty iron. Because y'all made this so uncomfortable, and so... I don't know what you did or to, upset the mouse, but really, you guys made this movie. I was like, I don't care about this relationship. You are literally shipping a mass murderer with this poor girl, and essentially a neo-Nazi. So, a space neo-Nazi. So, congratulations. You got your fucking, you got your fucking wish. Not much of a spoiler, but I'll go further into it. Um, there's also some moments in here that should have been played, not so much for comedy, but more for dramatic. And there's just moments in here where it's like, oh, we're totally throwing that character under the bus and forgetting that whole why that character is so important. Okay. Yeah, I will say that the Leia stuff was handled well, but there was no way they could make it work and not piss off people. So for what they did, I'll give them that much that they were trying to be creative and they were at least respectful to Leia, to the character of Leia. There are some great nostalgic moments, but you can't make a movie off of nostalgia, Abrams. You did this before with Star Trek Into Darkness, and it didn't work out, so we're here again. And that's the thing, is that Abrams can make a good standalone movie. He can really make a good starter for a movie. You know, despite my complaints for Force Awakens, I still think there's some good in that film. But, sequel-wise, yeah, he is not good at building up on stories. And the fact that he's basically just doing damage control for all this is nothing short of insulting. That he, all of that, and I don't know if that was a mouse telling him stuff, or Kennedy, I don't know, but really, this feels like a mess, and it really throws some character, like, if you liked Rose, from Last Jedi, good luck seeing her in all 5 minutes of screen time she gets. But yeah. Anyway, that's it. If you guys, alright, so I'm going to go into spoilers now, so if you don't want to be spoiled, I'll give you guys a couple seconds to back out now. Okay, so if I'm guessing if you're still here, you want to be spoiled. So let's get the first and foremost out of the way. Rey is Palpatine's granddaughter. Yeah. And having the whole Palpatine granddaughter thing, people go like, oh, that's why she's so powerful, because Palpatine was a very powerful Sith Lord. And I'm like, yeah, but I guess we're just feeding into the theory now. I'm happy for all the Palpatine, Rey Palpatine theorists who are now happily jacking themselves off right now, like, yeah, my theory was right! Ugh. But yeah, I was more inclined, like, why couldn't we just have it that Rey was just a response, like, how the Force kind of works with balance, is that Rey was basically so powerful was because the Force made her a counterbalance to Snoke and, Ben being so powerful. That was a good explanation. And, yeah, they could say all they want of, oh, Palpatine was planned from the start. Yeah, no. There is no frickin' way that they planned from as much. And Palpatine is my favorite character in Star Wars. I have said that multiple times, that Palpatine is my favorite character in Star Wars. And even I'm like, he didn't need to be here. He really didn't. Was it cool to see, the character back? Yeah. But story-wise, I'm like, yeah. But did you really need to be here? Also, it's so amazing that suddenly everyone knows who the Sith are after, how long after, they kept themselves in the shadows and made themselves into legend, and now suddenly everyone knows who the Sith are? Sure. Even, like, during the Clone Wars, like, when the Sith were known, there were, like, planets and races who were like, no, the Sith are just a legend. We don't know who the Sith are. So, yeah, now suddenly, over 30 years later, we suddenly know, like, oh, that's a Sith code, or oh, that's Sith language, or that's Sith this and Sith that. This is Sith. That is Sith. Yeah. Also, the Reylo thing, yeah, they do kiss at the end, and Ben just dies. He does get his redemption arc through feeling bad. So, if you were, yeah, it's infuriating, guys. It was just infuriating because I was like, don't you do it, don't you kiss, don't you, oh, god damn it, you did, oh, boy. And the same thing with, like, there are other moments in here that I was just like, well, this is infuriating, like, how they treated, 3PO, holding all, like, the location to where the MacGuffin they needed, and, they treat it like a joke of wiping his memory away, and then he just ex machinas it back later on. But yeah, there's no like, yeah, we feel bad for doing this to 3PO. It's literally like, no, we need to do this, and no one feels bad about it. And we introduce all these other characters who are just here to help move the plot along. Like, there's so many characters, like, we could have cut out a few. It was cool to see, Lando, and, but I wish we did more with him, really. There's also moments in here where Rey is like, I know you're Palpatine's granddaughter, and that's why you're so powerful, but there's some force powers in here that made me go, I don't even think Yoda could do that, could he? Yeah. But I understand that, yeah, the Force can work however you want, it's story-driven, so what more can you do? But really, there's just some moments in here I'm like, alright, did every Jedi not know how to do this? Or I can understand Luke not knowing how to do this, and some other Jedi, but like, Yoda, this is something like Yoda might have learned, but how does Rey know how to do this? Maybe from the books? Maybe they'll explain it in a book? That's the thing, is like I said earlier, is that a lot of this story feels like there's some elements in here that are probably going to be told in expanded novels. But as much as I love expanded novels, and a lot of them are really good, sometimes I want my stuff explained in the frickin' movie. Is that too much to ask? I guess it is. There are some really good space battle scenes and ground battle, some excellent little battle scenes here and there, but it all feels like it's all condensed. Like I feel like a lot of stuff was cut out. I feel like some stuff, especially in the fights, were cut out. The lightsaber battles were all right. They're not they're probably some of my least favorite lightsaber combat in here. And I have seen some bad lightsaber combat, but this has just been the weakest. So I want to stress that I didn't hate this movie. There's just so much that I just did not like. The first and second act, I was really into. But then, the more the movie ran along, the more I was like, oh, you're falling apart. Oh, you really caved into the fanboys. That's the thing, is that this really caved in. It really just gave up trying to be its own thing and be its own trilogy. Just catered to the very loud and very angry fanboys who, cried foul because Last Jedi was doing something different that they didn't like. Oh, fucking well. Ugh. And now they're pissed off again, but whatever. But that's the thing, is that this movie plays way too safe and really caters to the fans. And even if they had managed to have like an extended cut or whatever, I still feel like there would have been so much that they would have to cut out that would have. There's no way this movie could have been saved, is what I'm saying. But anyway. So, I hate to say it, guys, but I'm not feeling it. I'm really not. So, you guys tell me in the comments below, if you've seen Star Wars Rise of Skywalker, what did you guys think of it? Did you guys like it, hate it? Comment below, let me know. And yeah, I'm sorry. I wanted to like this so bad. I really did, but just couldn't do it. Anyway, so hope you all enjoyed this, and I'm out.